Good day, everyone. Good morning, my beautiful people. That's your boy Stick Zozo, the most handsome, the most crazy guy on Masteros Online live podcast. Like I always say, we bring you only the best and the exclusive and the massive ones. Today I'm not traveling alone. I have this beautiful, beautiful lady. She's gonna tell us what's her name and where she's from and why are we here. She's gonna tell us more about herself. Then we're gonna go into what she's doing every day of her life. Then you can also catch her on Facebook. On WhatsApp 0797864428. If you want to ask a question, no matter whatever question, as long as it's related to her work, we are okay with that. Okay, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm okay. Tell us, who are you and tell us about yourself.
Okay, my name is Payton.
Okay.
They call me Rahadi.
Okay.
And I'm staying here in Jerusalem, Limpopo,
Okay,
and
okay.
I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay. So today we're gonna know more about you and
Yeah.
what you really do.
Yeah.
Because since I can hear the accent, it's not South African
Not
accent.
South African.
It's not a South African accent, so we're gonna get into that. So, how's South Africa treating you so far?
It's great. I mean, everyone is so lovely and happy and welcoming, and I feel so lucky to be here. It's great.
That's great. In South Africa, you have seven official languages. The eighth one is the sign language. Which one do you know besides English?
Spedi.
If you also want to be part of the conversation, you can call us on 0797864428 and tell us or ask any petty name that you want to know. And anyway, they call you Rahad. Why Rahad?
So I stay with a host family in
Okay.
Jerusalem,
Okay.
and my ma gave me that name because she saw how much I love kids.
Okay.
And when I first moved there, my host
Okay.
brother.
Okay.
When I first moved there, my host brother, he was staying there also with his kids.
Okay.
And she saw how much I loved my brother's kids and gave me the name Rahadi, and now Kina Rahadi Abana.
but you know what notoriously known as Rahadi people, those are the ones that are dangerous in the family.
They're like in charge of a lot of things, right?
Rahadi, when they say Rahadi Wabana, it means yeah. If somebody's sick from witchcraft, it's Rahadi. Always the first person who's gonna suspect.
Wait a minute.
They didn't explain that to you.
No one said anything about witchcraft.
So if something happens in the family, we're gonna say, oh, okay, the uncles, the aunties, no, Rahadi. Check with Rahadi. You don't know why? Oh, okay.
No.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Anything that you
Hey,
go ask.
If anyone has any witchcraft, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't you, but it's Rahad.
Omongwe.
No, it's you. It's
Not
you.
me.
So most of the time when they say Rahad, we know Rahad is notoriously known as someone who's, doesn't like the family. They always use witchcraft. So when they say Rahad, it means, anything that happens suspicious in the family, somebody's bewitched something.
Good to know, I guess.
So welcome to South Africa, by the way.
Thank you.
But you loved the name Rahadi.
I do. I think I love being called auntie. Like, my whole job is with kids. I love being with kids. I've been working with kids my whole life.
So I can hear you pronouncing Rahadi name. How long have you been to South Africa? How many months, weeks, days, and hours have you been in South Africa?
So I came on the 17th of July last year.
Wow. Okay.
And I started learning Spedi in August of last year.
Okay.
So how many months is that?
But you're perfect with it, Mos. So I'm asking myself, wow, okay, how many months? How many months? So how many years? I mean, how many months are you gonna be in South Africa?
I will be here a total of 27 months. So
okay.
I'll be going back October next year.
Okay.
Go back to America. I'm from America. I don't
Okay.
think if I said that.
Okay.
But I'm from Seattle, Washington in America.
So now my question is, why are you in South Africa specifically? And why South Africa specifically? Because you are in Africa, right? The continent. So why you really came to South Africa specifically? I want to know that first.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm here for something called the Peace Corps, which is an American NGO or NPO, and it is basically, the point of the Peace Corps is we have 2-year contracts.
Okay.
We go and we live with whoever we are working with.
Okay.
So the point isn't like I come here and I stay in Robosdal, but I work here. No, I live here.
They want you to feel and
right.
understand.
I truly become a member of the community. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Okay.
And the other point is we don't come with an agenda. So
Okay.
my focus is on HIV and AIDS, and it's for prevention and for, adherence. But that's not, I don't come saying, here's this program, we're going to run it right now. I come to the community, I gain trust, we trust each other, and then if we can find something we can work on together, then we do that.
So is it specifically HIV and AIDS, or there are other programs that you do beside it, but mainly HIV and AIDS?
Mainly HIV and AIDS, but the whole point is like healthy living. So it can be nutrition. Okay. I'm thinking of maybe we could do something with dentistry, because I know that's a big problem at our clinic here in Monsterless.
Okay.
So the goal is healthy living, but our focus is HIV and AIDS.
Why South Africa in Africa?
So why South Africa? So I wanted to come to Africa in general.
Okay.
And then I did some more research, and I don't know, there's just something about South Africa. I think I love how many cultures, like, it's the Rainbow Nation. Like, I think I really loved that. That really drew me in, and I don't know, I was just doing some research. Also, selfishly, where I come from, I live next to the ocean, so I wanted to be next to water. Yeah, so I needed to be somewhere I could see water sometimes. So, yeah.
So you said you from America, and you've been you working under a certain organization.
Yeah.
So what are those activities that you really brought into South Africa? Besides, what difference do you think you come into South Africa you're going to add?
Yeah.
What are those?
Well,
just mention a few. That you
sure. Yeah. The problem is our program is getting changed like day by day with the new government in America, and so my job is kind of a question mark right now.
Okay.
I come with training on prevention for youth, but I'm thinking of maybe going in a direction with like women of childbearing age. So maybe working at the clinic or at the secondary schools. But it's a big question mark. We don't really know what we're supposed to be doing. So the whole point is, for now, I just find my place within wherever I fit. And if people, I'm more of a resource, so if people have some kind of program they want to run, I assist. Okay. Right. So
can be the right instrument.
Exactly. So it is kind of a question mark, and it is up to interpretation. But yeah, I just.
So you said specifically it's HIV and AIDS, right? So now my question is, what are there any activities that you do that might prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS? Are there any specific activities when you come to South Africa? No, we're going to focus on HIV and AIDS and other things, but these are the programs that specifically we're given to do in South Africa.
Sure, yeah. So obviously CHOMI is a big one. A lot of PEPFAR programming, but PEPFAR now has been, the funding is canceled. So that is where the question mark is. But, my main programming I want to focus on is for condom usage, and then for adherence, and then support groups. I'm not sure how much traction we will get with support groups, just because I know there's a lot of stigma here. Right. So I'm hoping that one of the things we can work on is breaking down the stigma. I try to be a big advocate for testing and for condom usage. I mean, it's shocking to me how, at our center, for example, I work at Jerusalem, a drop-in center, and we have condom dispensers that are full, and I've never seen anyone take a condom. And it's funny to me because in the States, when we were in Metric, boys would love having condoms on them.
Are they free in the US?
No, they're not free. You have to pay for them.
But you can get them free, but you wouldn't use them.
Right. You can find them at a hospital, I'm sure. But but you go buy condoms. And here in South Africa, you can find them anywhere. And boys would love carrying around condoms because it shows that they're having sex. But here, no one takes the condoms because no one uses them. So I think my main things are going to be focusing on this is how you use them. I'm not sure if people are aware of like how to use them. I think also people don't want to use them, but maybe we'll try to make it cool.
Okay. So my question that follows that say people are not using the condoms, by the way. So now my question is one, do they think or are they aware that it can save their lives? Or they don't see the need of using a condom? I think that might be the problem sometimes why they don't use it.
I think people don't understand what condoms specifically do, you know? They're preventing the transfer of fluids, and I don't think people are fully understanding that like what it's for. And so they don't really see the point in using them. So yeah, I'm hoping to run some classes on it and hopefully get people to use them because it will save your life. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not trying to like shame anyone, obviously. Like people are born with HIV. There's nothing you can do about it, but it doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to have sex with someone.
So since you came into South Africa, we have this HIV institutions or organizations that are dealing with specifically that. Are you working close with them? Have they given you their problems that they find it difficult to really accept that? You can also add, according to your own understanding and experience, since you came there for that one. Yeah,
so it's difficult. So I used to stay in Mabitsi, which is much smaller than this area, and we had the one clinic in Masalatwani, and they had the program Love Life, and I was about to start working with them, but then I got moved to Jerusalem. So I'm trying to rebuild relationships with this clinic here in Monsterlos, but it's a whole thing. But I'm hoping to discover what programs we have there. I haven't had the chance to spend a lot of time at this clinic yet, but it's in the works. But I'm hoping to. I know that a big problem that we spoke about in Mabitsi was that women come to the clinic. They were having a problem with getting pregnant women altogether for women of childbearing age, and you know there's a lot of fear around witchcraft, and so people hide their pregnancy here, and so people don't go to the clinic on the same days each month, or same with HIV, and so there's a lot of like hiding of information, and that's really going to be the biggest thing, I think.
So when talking about such challenges, what other challenges have you realized about, because we are from different communities, like the one you said that people are scared of coming to the clinic, maybe they might get wished because they are seen every month, say, oh, she's going to pass here, I'll show her, you understand? So what more have you learned about that, the stigmas that are there and they're killing people by following them?
I mean, listen, I'm one girl, right? Right? Like, I can do what I can, and I can try to make it so that people have more, like, empathy. Like, a baby is a beautiful thing. We should be celebrating when a woman is pregnant. And it is really confusing to me how people try to use that against each other. And so, you know, I am one girl. I'm a super awesome girl, but I don't have superpowers. So, and I can't change the culture, you know what I mean? And I don't want to. But I want to, you know, try to show people the beauty in life, and I don't know.
Still on that one, like, since you are a white woman, right?
Right.
So, and we have black and white. So, my question that I wanted to check with you is that, what have you learned that black people, they follow certain rules, certain cultures, and it's killing them? What is that we like, oh, this is easy, these people should not be doing that, because that's what's killing them. What's one thing that we've learned so far about that's really killing our African people? I won't say South Africa, but our African people, because of their following their cultures.
Well, this isn't really culture related. It's more like
Mindset.
maybe, yeah, preferences. You put a lot of sugar in your tea. A lot of sugar. There's a lot of sugar eaten here, and I've stayed in 3 different villages. I stayed in Twani, then Mavitsi, now Jerusalem, and every single one. There's a lot of sugar eaten, and that is definitely killing people. It's terrible. I mean, people talk about high blood all the time. People talk about sugar levels. Like, we know it's a problem, but I still watch people put 3 spoonfuls of sugar.
So how much must we put? I mean,
I do 1.
Because we are used to it.
Right, but...
So do you think that's, is it culture or just preference of people doing that?
I think it's preference, but I think it is something that really, really needs to change because it is a huge problem. I mean, some people drink like 3-4 cups of tea a day.
I drink more than that.
Right, exactly. And if you're putting 3 spoonfuls of sugar, you're getting into 20s to 30s of spoonfuls of sugar a day.
Okay. But they said brown is healthier.
Not by much. Not by much.
They say it's healthier. That's why we can drink.
I'm telling
cups,
you cannot drink. If you drink 100 cups,
a day.
No. I'm telling you, that's a big one. Sugar is a big problem here that I've noticed. But I mean, I'm here to learn, right? Like, I'm here to just live and experience this culture. And my whole goal is to truly become a member of this community.
Okay.
And I'm not here to sit and judge people the way they live their lives,
Okay.
I'm here to more, gather information, see where I can fit in. But I don't want to judge anyone,
So according to you, so far, the youth from Africa or from South Africa, what's the difference than the one from the States? That one I want to know, because we're more on youth now. Like,
sure.
In few days, we'll be in Youth Month. So
Yeah.
what have you realized that, good and the bad side? Let's start with the bad side, though.
Start with the bad, okay.
That's not how it should be in terms of youth. Living behavior-wise.
Sure, yeah. One thing that I've noticed is that young girls are not as friendly to each other here. And I know, there's stereotypes about American girls, fighting or whatever, but we still have our best friends. And one thing I've noticed is that, some young girls here say that this is their best friend, but they don't
stab each other.
They don't, right, exactly. They don't even know her favorite color. Like, a big problem I've noticed is girls not having each other's backs. And I think it's a big problem, women need to be supporting women, and it's a big deal. Girls go through a lot of stuff.
But they have best friends.
They have best friends, but a lot of girls that I know, I've seen them interact, best friends, and they don't even like hanging out with each other.
You'll be shocked.
Right, exactly. So, I don't know. Another volunteer from my program, she is up near Le Bois Homo, and she's running a girls empowerment class at her secondary school. And so I'm hoping to start something like that. She really inspired me. Shout out Kaylin, Tavi saying. So I'm hoping to do something like that. It's a huge problem. Girls need to be supporting girls.
So you also think of starting another program that can really push youth to be like that. So is that what you say? Yeah,
I wanna push the youth. I wanna do classes for girls, obviously, but I also want to do classes for boys.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hard.
On the boys' side. Let's
yeah.
Do the boys' side.
Right. The boys are going to be harder for me. I might need your help.
Okay.
But yeah, I also want to do something for the boys because
What have you seen?
There's a lot of infidelity here.
Oh!
A lot.
You know what? It's in the culture.
It's in the culture. I get it.
You must understand that it's in the culture.
I totally get it.
We don't call it infidelity. Right?
Sure.
We call it manhood.
Sure. But the number of boys I know who have a girlfriend and are kissing somebody else at the tavern the next day. It's shocking.
So you're not used to that. That's another thing.
It's shocking. and
Okay.
so that is something I've noticed. There's nothing I can do about that. I mean, that is the culture, like you say. So
don't you think that's another thing that's what's killing our communities, that we follow a culture where it suits us. We don't follow
Sure.
it where
I
it
think-
takes us somewhere better.
yeah, I think one of the problems is boys are taught at a young age that they don't need to respect girls. And they have these girlfriends, but they're not respecting them whatsoever. Whether it's, cheating on them. I know you don't call it cheating here, but
It's cheating.
all that, it is cheating. It is cheating. Let's be honest. But it's, respect isn't taught to these kids. And another problem I've noticed is like there's a lot of hitting of children here. And that is something we don't do
Abuse.
in America. We do not.
But
The
that's an
teachers-
African thing.
I know.
That's an
I
African
totally
thing.
understand. I totally understand.
We
But-
don't talk here. Go back to the
Listen.
room. Which room?
Wait, yeah, exactly.
So we deal with you. You don't go to any room, by the way.
Listen, I'm not trying to change the culture. I understand that's the way it goes, but
Okay.
the problem is it is teaching kids
Okay.
that they are not worth very much when they are getting hit. Because we know, we're talking on the radio about GBV all the time. You and I were talking about this, and it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about gender-based violence. But then kids, it's not sinking in people's brains, because when you're a child, if you're getting hit, then you're teaching a child that hitting is okay. And so it transfers into adulthood, and then boys are taught that they don't need to respect young girls, and that's how it transfers into gender-based violence.
So you think
It's a cycle.
you don't have to beat up the
It's all connected. You don't have to beat up children to get them.
We don't have rooms. I can't say, go back to the room.
I'm just saying.
Go back to which room? I'm dealing with you right now. Then we
Listen.
started, later on, we sit here on fire. We continue with our own whatever, daily routines, whatever. That's how it works.
There's
Only those
things
ones
we
who
can
thinks,
do.
those ones who thinks beating them, because now TV and social media has exposed a lot of things, and these kids now are using it for their own benefit. When you want to discipline a kid, like, hey, that's abuse. And sometimes we didn't take that as an abuse.
For sure. And I don't want to, completely change the culture here. You know what I mean? That's not my job. And I don't want to. I want to respect it, but I do think that, there are other ways to punish a child. You can take away their phone. Every kid has a phone here. You can take away their
So
phone.
according to you, you think by doing that,
You cannot let them leave the gate
you,
without a
no,
phone.
many girls are pregnant because of they were locked in the house, but they are surprised they're pregnant today. Do you know that? They use chimneys, they use whatever.
Listen,
There's a lot of stories.
Here's another thing. Kids are going to have sex. It's gonna happen everywhere around the world. Kids have sex.
Okay.
It just happens.
That they
What we
Okay.
need to teach them is how to use condoms, how to use birth control. Birth control of any kind. Any kind. It could be the pill. It could be an IUD. It could be an implant.
Do you know in Africa contraceptives are not?
Right. And
You know that,
that's
right?
the problem.
Do you know that?
I do know that.
Thank you.
I do know that, but that is why so many young girls are getting pregnant. That is why. Because everywhere around the world, boys sneak girls into their house, girls sneak boys into their house. Everywhere around the world. Everyone's done it. Come on.
So okay, sorry for getting to your way. Let me ask you. You talk about infidelity, talk about abuse. What do you think should be done? What should be taught? The parents or the kids? According to you, the way you see things, where should we dealt? Which people should be dealt with? The parents or the kids? Which part?
I mean,
According to you, the way you understand things.
according to me, I think we need to start with the children.
Okay.
Because, once again, I am just one girl. I can't
Keep stressing that.
can't be teaching everybody. But, I think with kids are more, susceptible to learning. I like adults everywhere. It's hard for people to change their ways. And
when they were taught still, yeah.
exactly, and you know, they've been doing it their whole lives. It's hard for people to change their ways. So I think we start with kids, and it doesn't have to be overnight, right? The thing about my job is that I come here, I live with everyone, I do whatever I can. Maybe I impact someone's life, maybe not. Maybe I was just Lahoa that stayed here for 2 years, you know? But the point is, I plant a seed, right? And I never get to see the tree. I never get to sit under the shade of my tree. It's for other people.
To sit under.
Right, exactly.
You don't walk on the path you made.
Right, exactly.
You make it for others, right?
I make it for others.
Okay.
So I have no idea if the seed will grow.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going to happen, but I start with something and I try to help young girls and boys see a better way.
So now my question, now we're going to come to you now. You are a white woman, right?
Right.
In a black community.
Right.
How's the treatment so far?
Oh my gosh, amazing. I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of racist white people in Groblersdal, right?
Okay.
And when I tell them that I live here, I've been asked, do you feel safe there?
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I have felt the safest I've ever felt in my entire life living in these villages.
Okay.
Because everyone is looking out for me.
Okay.
And everyone's looking out for everyone.
Don't you think those are the privileges of being white in South Africa?
I think
or in Africa? Those are the privileges.
You're 100% right. I think everyone is looking out for me because I am that white girl.
And we think you have money, right? How many people have been asking you money?
Yeah, all the time. But you would think, but they think that I am afraid of getting robbed. I've never felt afraid of getting robbed.
Okay.
I've never felt that way. I feel like people are excited to have me here.
So do you think what the states think of South Africa is that how it is according to your own experience? Because they think in Africa or in South Africa there are animals everywhere. There's no people kill each other. People sleep under trees and stuff like that. They don't have houses like this.
Well,
is it the way you thought it was when you came to South Africa?
I mean,
be honest.
Yeah, I mean, no. I didn't expect I don't know. I didn't expect places like Groblersdal to be like, you know, a 40-minute drive away from here.
Okay.
You know, and you drive through Tafelkop. Like, Tafelkop is a crazy place to me. It's just, it's crazy.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, sure, I assumed there'd be more animals. I mean.
Okay. You are being honest though.
But yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm shocked at how similar things are. And obviously they're so different, but there's a lot of similarities between here in America and the way that people talk to each other and, you know, sense of humor and...
So now my almost the last question is like,
sure.
So now you say you move community to community, so you planting a tree that you can't even sit on the shade or appreciate the fruits of the tree. But now, from here, now you say you're going back next year.
Next year.
So now, are you not gonna come back? You're just gonna leave the way things
course,
are? Are you gonna have connection? Come back, maybe?
Listen, I have made lifelong friends here.
Okay.
And in every community I've been to. Like my sisters in Ntwani, my brothers and friends in Mavitsi and Man Mavitsi, and now my family here, and you guys. Like, I can't not come back. I have to come back. So I don't know when it will be.
But it's possible you might not come back.
No, there's no way I'm not coming back.
So you're gonna come on behalf of you personally or through your work?
I don't know.
I don't
know. I mean, listen, I'm going to come back. I have to. Like, I've made family here. I've made so many friends. I've put down roots here. Like we're talking about a tree. Let's keep it going. Okay. But I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm kind of, you know, a little bit of a free spirit. I moved across to the other side of the world. I don't know where I'll be in 5 years, but I know I'll be coming back.
The most important thing that you laughed about South Africa.
That I love?
Laughed. It can be 3, 2. That was like, man, okay, I've been to America, but no. This it can be food, it can be lifestyle, it can be taverns, anything that you can say. Wow, okay, like.
I mean, it's all of it.
Yeah?
It's all of it. I love how every single house you pass by, you greet them, you acknowledge them, you ask them how they're doing. I love how if you have a guest at the house, you bring them tea and maybe a snack of some kind. I love the dancing. My ma here, she runs a boys dance group, and there's always boys dancing at my house, and it is so much fun to see the joy that it brings them, and they're so good at it. There's so many things, and yeah, I feel very, very lucky.
Okay, so what's the only thing that you would wish in the US they should bring in South Africa? It can help South African people, especially youth, because more based on youth. That you say, I think in America, if they can bring it here in South Africa, it can work. It can help our youth to develop, establish something.
I think that transport for children is a big problem here, and it's a huge financial burden for parents. And we have free school buses for children in America, and so I think that would be a huge help for everyone if there was, public buses that people could take for free. The kids take them for free.
Okay.
I think that would be a big one. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a second one. Obviously, it's probably going to come to me in like 30 minutes when we're finished with the podcast. But I'm not sure. I mean, I think electricity is a big problem. I think if we had a stable electricity, it would help a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's
so
nothing
my
really
last question to you.
Yeah.
How's your day-to-day? Because white people and black people, we live differently. We bath different. We cook different. We do a lot of things. How are you coping with that? What was the most difficult thing that you have to adapt?
Yeah.
No showers, no bath,
such
things like.
Listen, here's the thing.
And we've got animals on the road. You've never seen it live. Such things.
No, listen. Okay, I'll tell you this. I could do the day-to-day forever. Like, I don't mind not having a shower. Sure, it's really hard washing my really long hair in a bucket. It takes a long time, and I do need help sometimes. That is tough, but it doesn't like bother me. The one thing I would say is that I do get really exhausted at nighttime. I think it's because, all day, every day, I'm translating Sepedi in my head, and I'm speaking Sepedi, and I'm hearing it everywhere I go, and I can't switch it off, and so, and I don't want to. Like, I love being able to speak the language. I think it's really important that I know how to speak to anyone here. However, it's really exhausting. And I'm sure, like, we've only been talking for maybe 30 minutes. You're probably tired of hearing English.
Not really.
You know what I mean? No, but like, if you were in America and you heard, 2 American friends talking to each other, it'd be hard the whole day. You miss a lot. Your brain gets tired. Sometimes your English hearing ears turn off, So that's the one thing. I just get exhausted. Like, my brain is like, you need a break. But I love it. I mean, that's the whole point.
So do you think there are certain ways you don't understand or you hear them all but you can't respond to? Especially, let's talk about the communication. That's my last question.
Sure, yeah.
How do you communicate? Because some kids, since they're white, right? The kids will like talk not even English. How do you communicate with them? Even other people like Boko and stuff. How do you communicate with them? Because English is a problem. How do you budge on that part?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say I'm amazing, but I'm getting pretty good at Sepedi. So I talk to them in Sepedi. I mean, obviously, people have to, think about what I'm saying and trying to say, because Sepedi is hard. There's some things that are hard that are very different from English. And so I definitely say things wrong, but people figure it out what I'm trying to say. And it's been very helpful that both of my host mas in Mavitsi and here don't speak very much English. So I was forced to, and in Mavitsi it was only me and her at the house.
True.
So we had to just figure it out. And if we had a question, we'd call her son in Joburg.
Hey!
So luckily here I have my little brother. He speaks fluent English. So I never have a problem communicating with my ma here. But yeah, I mean, I try, right? I mean, I say it wrong, but I try.
So what's your worst experience being in South Africa?
My worst experience?
Don't say you don't have, because we know, maybe might be having a lot, but the first one, before, because now we are closing, your worst experience.
Why do you want a bad one to end on?
Your worst experience, like, damn.
My worst experience.
That always almost push you to go back to America.
I mean,
Almost, not pushed, but almost. Got you to pack your bags and leave.
There's been nothing that has made me want to leave.
Really?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
I promise you. I've never once thought to myself, I want to go home. I'm about to go home. I've never felt that way. I want to do the whole thing. I want to do the whole 2 years. I want to be here. I really appreciate the culture and I love the people that I've made my family with, and everyone's just accepted me so well, but like, I don't want to leave.
So what do you want to say to our viewers at home that are watching?
Viewers!
That can be inspired by you coming to South Africa.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, to everyone. Thank you for having me on the podcast,
Okay.
but thank you to the community for having me. I feel so lucky that you all have been so welcoming to me. And please don't be afraid to come talk to me. Even if your English isn't very good, I promise you we will figure it out. Please come talk to me. I'm always happy to chat. I want to get to know everyone. If you see me at Moratiwa or just walking around, you know, I ask you don't call me Lahoa, but if you do,
So
it's fine.
How do you feel when they call you Lahoa?
I mean,
that's a name that we...
It's fine. I know it's not meant to be like
It's not
mean.
offensive.
You're right, yeah, it's not supposed to be offensive. I get it.
But we get offended a little.
Well, a little. Why are you shouting the white person at me? Like, it is a little strange. I also really love when people call me by my name, either Rahadi or Payton or Pay. I know Payton is kind of a hard name.
It's a long way.
Right, so everyone back home calls me Pay.
Okay.
Pay.
Okay.
So if you see me, you can call me Rahadi or Pay.
Not Lahoa.
Not Lahore. You can't call me Lahore. I will respond.
Only kids will do that. So,
I know.
have you never met kids that when they see Lahore, we mean the color. We don't really mean the pet like Lahore. Because you grow a kid at the age until the age of 5, you've never seen Lahore in his or her life.
Right.
So sometimes scared. How do you react to that? Like, Mama, you know, something we grew up crying when you see white people.
The thing is,
How do you handle that situation?
I am always smiling. Pretty much anytime you see me, I am smiling. And I think kids can like feel energy and they can tell that like I'm a good one. You know?
We pay attention.
Right. So, and I also, you know, I go up, the first thing I do is give him one of these. You gotta do it, establish contact. And yeah, I just ask him something, or I play a game with them, or I
So
I do
you've never
something.
met a kid that just cries by seeing
No one has
something?
cried by seeing me.
Okay.
No.
So how can people get hold of you when they need motivation, when they want to invite you to their whatever organizations and stuff? Okay.
Come by Jerusalem Drop-In Center. We are right next to Izikali. And we'd love to see you. Come by. If you are between the ages of 6 and 21, come by and hang out with us. And then if you are just older than that and want to get a hold of me, come swing by there. I'm also, you know, I live in Jerusalem. I'm always walking around. You can find me.
Okay.
But my phone is like mostly for work, so I'm not going to give out my phone number. But you can find me at Jerusalem Drop-In Center, or just around. And
Okay.
don't be afraid to come up to me. Come say hi.
To Lahore. Nobody's
To
gonna
Lahore.
come. Especially, so okay,
Oh,
okay,
high five
closing. Okay, now, how do you find it when people look at you weird? Like,
You know,
like I'm so used to the word Lahore because you're like
No,
Lahore,
it's-
Jerusalem, Lahore Tavern. Like, you
it's
know,
fine.
like
You know,
when you walk in, like what?
yeah. The
Cool,
thing,
you know?
yeah, I know.
So how
All
do you
day,
deal with
every
that?
day.
How
All
do you-
day, every day.
How do you deal with that? You
I
just
greet
ignore it?
people. I mean, I think people are really shocked when they, well, first of all, if they hear me speak Spedi, but even if I just greet them.
Mm.
And I, you know, like I said, I'm always smiling. And so people get really, you know, excited when they see me smiling because it's first of all strange that I'm here.
Mm.
So people are curious, and then when they're met with kindness from me, it's exciting. People get excited, and I love it. I'm excited to see everyone. You know.
So your word of the day to our people that are watching. Word of the day that will motivate them.
Word of the
That will
day.
motivate them. The one that you live by.
Just one word.
No, just something that's gonna motivate them.
Okay. I mean, something that I've been living by is that if I can, I say yes to everything. If I get invited to something, I say yes. And it's really helped me like integrate into my communities, and I haven't regretted going to something yet. And so, you know, one thing my friends always say back home is one thing about me is I'm always down. I am down to do whatever it is. So
Okay.
I would just say, you know, say yes more. I think we say no a lot, and we need to get out there more and stop sitting at home on our phones. Get out, experience life. It's beautiful. Go watch a sunset. It's beautiful.
That's a white thing, by the way.
Whatever, I don't care. I don't
That's a
care.
white thing.
I don't care. I don't care. This is about cultural exchange, okay?
Watch the
I'm
what?
exchanging.
What?
The sunset, it's beautiful. It's
It's
beautiful. Watch the sunset.
Watch the sunset.
It's beautiful.
Okay, you heard it, people. Watch the
Cultural
sunset.
exchange.
Watch the
okay?
sunset.
Watch the sunset.
So yeah, I don't want to say much, but yeah, go watch the sunset. Cultural exchange.
Find the beauty. Find the beauty
In the
life.
sun.
In the sun.
Let people
in
sun.
the clouds.
There's certain weird thing that white people like water. We don't really like water.
I know.
Sure. Guys, it's been wonderful.
I said it at the beginning of the podcast. I love water. Anyway.
It's been wonderful coming here. I think we should have you more, maybe once a week,
Please.
so you can come and
I would love
share your
to.
experience and whatever.
Yeah.
If you like it, guys, you can send us your questions for next time.
Please.
Whatever comment you want to say, we'll show her and she'll answer those questions. It's been wonderful. It's been great. At least you've learned something. We have Lahore in our community, but
Hi.
with disrespect, show her some love. Don't say no more. Say yes more.
Yes.
It's been
Say yes
wonderful,
more.
guys. If you want to be part of the podcast, want to come here and share your business or your life story or your life experience, come through and send us your comment or call me on 07978644428. It's been wonderful. And love. We are out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.